Hello and welcome back to my RC channel. I'm AndyRC and today I'm going to be taking a look at the Turbo Racing 1/76 scale tabletop off-road ready to run RC car. Now there's a bit of a contradiction in the naming of this product in my opinion, because tabletop and off-road doesn't really go together. Now Turbo Racing is a branch of Radiomaster, so they make the very popular Radiomaster TX16 and the Zorro, and these miniature cars are really popular, and I can see why, because they are a ton of fun and you can just drive them around just even on this small table here. Now they call it a ready to run model, however you do have to provide the batteries in the controller. So we've got this little thing here that you sort of just twist, and then this just comes out like that, and we've got 4 AAA batteries, Aldi Special, and it comes in 2 parts as well, so that's quite handy actually for just sort of, you know, carrying around and stuff. This slides into here like that, and you'll notice that we've got a USB Type-C poking up there, and that actually folds down like that, and that's because there's a couple of ways to charge this guy. The first one is putting it on here. However, this one's a little bit different than the previous Turbo Racing models because it won't actually fit, and so they provide you with this little USB extension thing. I didn't know what it was for until I tried to charge it, and well, that's what it is for. So it's got a 75 milliamp hour battery in there, which will last you around about 30 minutes. And they say the range is 30 meters, which we should be able to test out. Now, if you're just driving this thing around in your house, you're not going to need 30 meters unless, you know, you do FPV and stuff like that. But the thing that's exciting about these guys is the fact that it's got full proportional steering. So a lot of these tiny models, they usually have like a magnet, and with the steering, the lock is either full left or full right. With this one, it's proportional, just like the previous Turbo Racing model, so much more accurate when you are driving it around. You also get given one of these, which is actually, it's like a clip to fit things to bigger RC cars, but it's for binding with the thing. It comes pre-bound, but you know, in case you need to do that, then they have provided it. Now, I was hoping that this guy was going to be faster than the previous Turbo Racing model, but unfortunately that is not the case. The reason I thought that it might be faster is you are given these jumps here, and you actually get given 2 different types. So we've got that sort of shallow one, and then we have got this one here. Now, I assumed that you're going to be able to do cool jumps with this and get big gaps, but that is not the case. They have to be like that, otherwise it will just fall down and, you know, go upside down like that. So I was a little bit disappointed with that, considering that they have given these, but I guess if you are driving this around in your house, then there's still some fun to be had. They also provide you with this, which I think is a sheet of double-sided sticky tape to stick these down with, especially if you are running on a smooth surface, but there's nothing in the manual about it whatsoever. Oh, by the way, if you do just want to charge it normally, they give you a USB cable with it as well. So let's take a look at some more of the specs. Man, I can't get my camera zoomed in enough to make this video. Okay, so the steering angle, it is 30 degrees, like the last one. The weight is 18 grams, and obviously it's a 1S battery. The difference between this one and the last model, other than the size of the wheels, is the fact that we actually have some lights on the top and the back. So we've got a little JST connector in there, and then that powers up the lights. You can see the little tiny battery and everything in there. It's pretty crazy, really. And the controller, like I say, same as the last turbo racing controller. It's actually really functional, and it's not bad quality either. So we've got a nice foam steering wheel, and we have got all sorts of controls on the top here. So we've got a speed control, so 20%, 50% and 100%. Even though the model isn't very fast in a large space, in a smaller space, you might need to actually dial that down, especially if I want to do a demo on this tiny table. Then we've got steering reverse. Obviously, you know, don't need to mess with that really. It's probably a repurposed controller. Then we have got the throttle dual rate. Now be careful with this, because if you're trying to get 100% speed out of it, but you have messed with the throttle dual rate, all it does is just reduces the power. So you might be thinking, well, I'm in 100% mode, why isn't it going any faster? Check your throttle dual rate. Then we've got steering dual rate as well. And that's actually quite useful for this model when you're trying to make the jumps, because if you have the full lock on and you're trying to line it up with a jump, then you will be all twitchy and you won't be able to make it. So actually, yeah, the steering dual rate, very good there. And on here we've got the throttle trim. So if you boot it all up and the model starts moving forwards or backwards, then that's how you correct that to get the sweet spot. So when it's in the center, it shouldn't move at all. Then we've got the steering trim, of course, because it's proportional, so we can adjust that and make it go in a straight line. And we have got the on button here, so you get a light up there. That is the charge mode, and then we have got off like that. So yeah, as I say, pretty capable transmitter. There's also a quick start guide in the box, and the box does actually act as a nice place to store it. One thing I will say though is that it does come kind of wrapped around here with one of those, so if you want to keep it in the box, then make sure that you hold on to that. So let's see if I can do a bit of a showcase on this tiny table. I mean, the camera doesn't do it justice on how small this table is, but I'm gonna turn the transmitter on. There's a little tiny switch underneath there. Look at that, you can see how bright those lights are. Pretty crazy. Yeah, you could definitely swap that connector out and stick a camera on there if you like. Now I'm going to start off in the lowest speed mode, because even though this isn't a fast model, in the context of this table, it's going to be pretty fast. And you want to also make sure, you know, if you're in a small space and not doing jumps, make sure that the steering dual rate is on full lock, otherwise probably not going to make it around this table. But let's see what happens. So yeah, that's the slow speed. You can see we've got reverse here. And this table isn't the best to showcase this guy, But just wanted to show you that, you know, it is possible, just driving around here in circles and trying to keep it in shot and not have it fly off the table. Shall we go up to 100%? Why not? Let's see what the difference is. Oh yeah, straight away. Little dab on the throttle and the thing, yeah, that's going to fall off the table if I'm not careful. The wheels are spinning, because I guess this is a soft surface. Can we get like a donut out of it? Look at that, it's doing it, it will. This is what I'm talking about, man. This is what I'm talking about. This table is so small. Alright, let's see if I can get anything out of this thing. It's not incredibly fast. There we go. I got to jump out of it. With these provided jumps that they've given, they literally have to be right next to each other. Otherwise, the thing just flips upside down. I've put the dual rate on the throttle. That's just so I can try and attempt to make these jumps. See if I can do it from this side, but it might be harder. See, I put the white line in place. Oh, there we go, I got it. But what I will do is I will stick the dual rate to, let's see, that's 0, and then that's full, and then the thing just got a crazy turning circle then. But of course, when you try making these jumps, it's all over the shop. Let me show you the turning circle. It's actually really good, and the wheels are spinning up in here too. I mean, look at that. Hey, I wonder if I can get that on here. I don't know if that's gonna show up or what. I got the slow-mo camera going. I have to say, I do like the lights, and I think as a product I kind of get it. Let's just say you know, you were into RC cars years ago, which I really wasn't, and you wanted something tiny that you could have in your house, or I don't know what. Just gonna drive it around a bit slow so Phil can follow it. The lights are pretty cool. What's it showing up like on the camera, Phil? Is it small? Yeah. They're meant for, well, tabletops, and as you can see in here, it's not a tabletop. That's the better way to go about it. Just drive it slower, and then at the last moment, blip. No, it won't make it up. Should we go for a range test with it? I bet your camera zoom. There's quite a good zoom. See if you can. I can see the light.
That's all I can see.
Just like a moving light.
It's like a burning cigarette.
Yeah. Well, you know. Oh, there you go. And then the light on the way back. Just give it a bit more speed. Get it back here a bit quicker. The lights are really bright, aren't they? Certainly brighter than previous ones. Just missed it, damn it. That's got it. It's a far cry from the big loop that we did years ago. But anyway, there you go. That is my review of the Turbo Racing 176 Micro tabletop car. I'll put a link in the video description as well as a pinned comment if you wish to get one. And as always, thanks so much for watching. Please continue to subscribe. Cheers.